Hey, coach, so excited you found us on YouTube. Let me help you through this great journey we call coaching. I've done this for 30 years. You can see, won a lot of championships, won a lot of basketballs, but let me help you through this journey. Go over and click above, click down below at teachhoops.com, and we will help you through this. One-on-one calls, office hours, more resources than I can even describe. So go over and check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Enjoy the video. Test, test. Test, test.
Test.
Oh,
Yeah, I got you.
you got me now?
I got you.
All right. Sorry it's taken so long to get connected.
Yeah, I know. It took you a while to get connected.
Yeah, a little bit. So I don't know if it's all the heat wave or whatever's going on.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, did you get a chance to watch that video that I sent?
I did a little bit. You were struggling a little bit.
Oh God, yeah, whoa, yeah, that's an understatement. So what did you take from it?
So I mean, you're talking about breaking that pressure, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do you do it in practice is my first question to you.
Well, okay, so we only had most of the season have only had 8 girls. So
Okay.
ideally, I would like to both scrimmage against each other, but a lot of the times we don't get that opportunity.
But that's okay. If you've got 8,
Yeah.
go 4-on-4.
Yeah, we do. We'll do
Yes.
4-on-4 or 3-on-3.
And you can even do that in the full court. It's not ideal, but then you just tell them they can't step on the 3 feet on the. You basically make the court smaller, so it's so you can work on some of the pressure stuff. So are you usually on a big court, or are you in a middle school or elementary school?
I've got a full. It's
a high school court.
A high school court, and what I've done is, as far as practice go, I did 1-on-1, where we would go full court 1-on-1, but they could only use half the court until they got down to the 3-point line.
Yep, that's perfect. Yeah, but I'm just talking about how you're going to break the pressure, how you could work on it 4-on-4. Is you could go get some painter's tape and just put it on the side of the court and just tell them they can't step on the other side of that painter's tape. It won't do anything to the floor. And then you're basically making the court narrower.
Okay, so where do I put that tape at?
I would go I would go in maybe 3 feet on each side.
So essentially, I'm writing stuff down too. So essentially, just trying to keep the ball in the middle of the court. Obviously,
you're right. You're trying to keep the ball in the middle of the court. You don't want to dribble, and you want to make them pass it up. But if you do 4-on-4 full court, it's just going to be too much space, and it'll be too easy for them. Okay. So what you want to do is make it harder for them because basically what they have to learn is to look up the court. So my rule of thumb is when you're getting pressured, you should catch the ball, you should rip, right? You should protect it. Literally tell them that that's $1 million. That ball's worth $1 million, and protect it like it's worth $1 million. Or say it's their baby or whatever. You're not going to let anybody take that, right?
Yeah.
So protect it. So every time we work on grabbing the ball right here and ripping, okay? That's the step 1. Step 2 is they should look at the rim. So let's say we're going in the full court and I'm 70 feet away from the basket. Doesn't matter. I should always rip and look at the rim. Okay. And the reason you want to look at the rim is because it forces you to get your head up and you'll see everything that's in front of you. Okay. So step 1 is rip. Step 2 is, I call it peek, which I want them to peek at the rim. Okay. And then the next thing is do not dribble.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, okay. After the game you saw.
Yeah.
What I did was, because what I noticed is as soon as we caught the ball or rebounded the ball or stole the ball, we immediately started dribbling.
Right. It's the worst thing you can do when you're getting pressured. And it's the first thing they want to do is to dribble.
Dribble, yeah. And so, I noticed that especially our main ball carriers, they wanted to always do a fast break. Even if they are, even whenever they're doing run and jump on us, we're trying to fast break. So what we worked on in practice, the drill that I did was I obviously did the 1-on-1 deal.
Yep.
Then I did it where I had an inbounder.
Yep.
And then I had 1-on-1, and the other person they were being face guarded.
Yep.
And they would run right at them, swim, get open, catch, and as soon as they catch, I would call catch, pivot is where you're ripping. I'm saying pivot.
Yep.
And
same thing.
Turn. Yeah, pivot and turn, and then dribble up the court.
Right.
And that seemed to help us.
And are they? Is their footwork good?
Yeah. I mean, I really do have about 3 girls that really have good enough ball skills that we shouldn't have problems.
Okay. So if their footwork is good, then, I would work a little bit on footwork, just catch and pivot, then work on that rip a little bit. And then the fourth thing is people need to diagonal cut in front of them. So let me show you what I mean by that. So can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. So I know some coaches in the community were talking about, how to break it in specific sets, which is fine, like a 1-4 set or whatever. But let's say the girl gets the ball right here. Okay. She's on the sideline. She catches the ball and she's ripped it. She's getting doubled, right? So the one pass that is able to not be defended is the one that goes diagonal across in front. So if a girl is here, we always want somebody diagonal cutting in front. Now, you need to practice with them on catching it so they don't travel, and then catching and pivoting, because they're going to catch it and they're going to want to dribble, right? Yeah. Which is fine sometimes, but most of the time, especially when they're learning how to do this, they should catch, rip, they should catch, a jump stop, and then they keep your dribble. I always say it's that extra bullet in your gun. When you spin it and you've already used 5 of the bullets, they don't know where the 6th one is. Well, you got to keep your dribble because it's your release. Otherwise, you're stuck there in like quicksand. So what you want to do too here is you want to make sure that the girl that's getting trapped always has 3 people to pass to. And always 3 angles. So no matter where you are, this is why people don't trap in the middle of the court, because in the middle of the court, there's all sorts of angles, right? But on the sideline, there's basically the sideline, the middle, and back.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time.
Yep. So let's say I'm defending. Let's say this girl just got trapped, and this girl is back here behind her, and I'm defending her. What does she not want to get? She does not want to get beat deep, right?
Yeah,
so that's why that diagonal cut.
Better fake. Yeah.
Yep. You could just fake like you're going deep, and the diagonal cut will always be there. It will always be there. So we work on a drill where we'll have them get doubled, and you could do this with 4 or 5 girls, doesn't matter. And then we'll have a line literally right here, right? Okay. And that's my line. And we'll say we'll have the girl that catches the ball. So we'll have a coach here, and he'll throw the ball to her, and and these 2 will come in and double, and she has to hold the ball for a 5 count before she can pass it. And then as soon as you pass that ball, you have girls cutting in front of her. Okay. And then you're cutting on 1,001, 1,000. So she can get the feeling of what it's like to be pressured. Okay. And then she knows where to look. She's looking up the court, and she's got people diagonal cutting in front of her.
Okay. And should I tell in this same kind of theory, like if I've got like 3 in the backcourt, usually that girl face cut, should I tell another girl to go kind of fiddle?
Yep. So she face cut. So she face cut and went in front. She'd be down here, right? So she's got one of them. Other people should be filling in. Maybe there's a girl over here on the sideline. Well, she should be cutting and face and going in front, or maybe diagonaling like this. What you don't want them to do is run away. Yeah. Well, what we were doing is exactly right. We were trying to do a fast break, so our girls are like clear now. Right. And they it's like they're running away. It's like, okay, I don't care if you're over there. I can't see you, and I can't. Your girls aren't probably strong enough to make a 70-foot pass either. No. So my guys can't do that. That's like the full length of the court is a hard pass to make unless it's a baseball pass. I do think that we made a big leap after that game that you saw, as far as, because the whole next practice, we had a 2-hour practice, and probably for an hour and 10 minutes, we literally just worked on that whole thing about catching. Yep. When I watched that's what I saw. I said, that's one, because in the game I didn't notice it because it was just going so fast. I'm like, why are we losing the ball? Right. And every 10 seconds, I'm like, well, how's this happening? And then when I went back and watched it, I said, okay, I see exactly what's going on. And do a disadvantage drill where you put 2 girls on each side or a diagonal drill, and you have them. So here, I'll show you a drill we do too. Yeah, this is a great one. Yep. So we do we call it the diamond drill. Hopefully this is a race. Nope, it's not. So we call it the diamond drill, and basically there's always somebody open, but you got to figure out where they are. So I'm gonna change because that red's bothering me. All right. So nope. Hold on. Use this one.
I wish there was a way to record these things.
I do. I can send it to you. I
Yeah.
I can send this to you. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. You sent I record them just so I can
Okay.
go back and look at them. All right. So I got to make sure I have the right drawing thing here. Hold on. I think I want squiggly line. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna erase that guy. Hold on one second. So I put a person here. I call it the diamond drill. You can call it. You can do it any way you want. But then I put another person. Hold on. Click the wrong thing. I put another person here. I put another person here, and I put another person here. Okay. And then I will put 2 people on the ball. Okay. And then I will put 2 other people defending. Someone is open. Okay. So this is not working on the cutting. This is working on the ripping. So, and this person right here, I refer to as my mouth guard drill. You better have a mouth guard if you do this drill. Because these people, I tell you can't push them over, but you can be very physical with them. And you got to cut, you got to step through, you got to pivot, you got to do something. You can't dribble. You have to find the open person. Like maybe this person's over here and the open person's this way.
Okay.
How are you going to break that? So we always talk, you've heard me talk about, you don't want to put the ball in the Statue of Liberty above your head. You don't want to put the ball at your waist, which we call pregnant. And you don't want to put the ball between your legs, which we call giving birth. So no Statue of Liberty, no pregnant, no giving birth. If you, they will think that's funny, but they'll do this. They do Statue of Liberty all the time. I go,
yeah, my big does it all the
don't do Statue of Liberty. Tuck it in here. Okay. Yeah. 3 points of contact. So no Statue of Liberty, no pregnant, no giving birth. The ball should never be in those 3 spots. And if they are, then you have problems. And then, literally, I just say Statue of Liberty to my guys, and they'll know what I'm talking about. So it's those little tweaks with them that they just can kind of remember. But, be creative with these kind of drills. It's like you saw what they weren't doing. Well, then the next day of practice, all right, what are you going to do? I mean, I'm sure I stole this from somebody, but you just want to work on the ripping and you want to work on the cutting. They'll get confident then. Then you tell them once, and everything we do on that full court press break, don't let them dribble because they're going to dribble anyway.
Yeah.
In a game, they're going to dribble. So what you're doing is you're taking it away and just forcing them to work on something that, that they need to work on. The cutting is the key. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Okay. Face cut. Well, and we do something similar. Like I'll show you what we do against. I got it drawn up right here, but what we do against a diamond. And I was feeling really good about a diamond until this past weekend, and we got murdered by a diamond. But we do a similar concept and I think actually from one of the videos that I watched on your channel how I really got this. But we just do.
Let me see. Yep.
All right, you got it.
Yep.
You got the bottom one. Okay.
Yeah, I can see it. Okay.
All right, so we want to get the ball here. So they're going to let us get it here. I mean, we don't want it there. We'd rather it there, but that's where they're going to get it to.
Yep.
And that person catches. This person goes sideline. This person goes middle, and this person goes deep.
Yep, and then comes back. So the one on the far left, you want to cut back to the middle.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she kind of goes this deep kind of area.
Yep. You don't want her to leave. You want her to come back because she might be relieved. Yeah.
Okay. And then what we do is this person comes back. If we reverse it, now this person, the deep goes deeper.
Yep.
This person that's in the middle goes to sideline, and this person that's sideline goes to middle.
So how does that work?
Well, it worked really well until last week, and the team. Well, I will say this: we played a team that was supposedly ranked number 9 in the country.
Okay.
And really good.
Okay.
They just drilled us. I don't know that I could have done anything. I mean,
no.
So
superior. But that's what happens at that age is they're gonna overpressure you. They're just gonna come at you.
They pressured me the entire game. They beat me 49-7, and they never let off the press. I couldn't get the ball in. And
Right.
so, yeah, and so that's, to be honest with you, my biggest thing is man to man. And I felt pretty good about the diamond using this middle
Right.
sideline deep.
Right.
But last week it didn't work very good against that superior team. And I don't know if I really think that I don't think that it was that they were actually stopping this. I think we were just panicking. I mean, I really do. I think it was more of it wasn't that it wasn't there. It was just we were not like what I find a lot of times what ends happening when I get that ball to I call it the flex position
Right.
because I call this flex.
Yep.
That's the flex position. Well, what I was finding is when the girl that caught it in the flex position in this corner here,
Yep.
these two girls were not doing their job. They were
They
just
weren't. I guarantee they weren't. I guarantee they weren't cutting.
Yeah, they were just going straight down like we were doing a fast break. They weren't getting to the sideline and getting to the middle.
Right, and then the thing is on that sideline, they might have to sit on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like, and then go back and come forward. So don't let them leave. So yeah.
And then we didn't reverse the ball either because a lot of times, and that's the thing too. We played that team and we run a diamond too. What we do is like we'll do on makes, we jump in the diamond.
Right.
When we're pressing. I have never in my life seen somebody break a diamond so fast. It was crazy. I mean, we got in it.
Then what if a couple things. First of all, if that happens, just slide it back. Slide the diamond back. That's the first thing. What was I going to say? What were we talking about before this? We were talking about the press break and them cutting. Yes, don't bail them out with that. Make sure that when they're doing those cuts that they're holding them, and then make sure that they're really squaring up. You'll get much better looks that way. Yeah. But you can't worry about a team like this because these are anomalies. But what you can say is that's your bar. Like that's our bar, ladies.
The diamond is, I feel pretty good about it, but the man-to-man I don't, because to be honest with you, we have been beaten. We actually got on a pretty good run there for a while. We were finishing like second in almost every tournament that we got into, second or third.
That's good.
We got up 24-7 in one game. And if we won this game, we were going to go to the championship. And this team came out and full court manned us. And I mean, we just fell apart.
Because you dribbled. I guarantee it's because you over dribbled and you panicked. The thing is, that's why in practice, you have to put them. So you have to put them in situations that are like the game. So you want it to be 1,000 times harder in practice. So you want to do, so let's say you have 3 girls. You're going to go 3 versus 5.
Yeah, and I actually did that. I watched your practice where you did that because I watched a video where you said nobody presses us because we do this. And what I did was I did 2 versus 3.
And how did that work?
It was pretty good. Yeah. But what's funny is we worked we only get to practice once a week. So I'm at a major disadvantage.
Right.
So after that tournament you saw, we spent the whole next practice on full court man-to-man, doing one-on-one drill I told you about, doing the getting help working on getting inbound and catch, turn, pivot. Then, but the problem is the next tournament we got in, nobody played full court man-to-man. They all played full court diamond. And so it was like, so I mean,
but that's okay. But you know what? At this age, it's all about like. That's what you have to tell them. It's all about baby steps. It's just about getting, because if you can break a man, you should be able to break the zone one.
I feel better about zone, honestly. The zone, I feel a lot better. The man is where that I struggle because, like,
are you able to clear? You have one girl that can bring it up, and you just clear everybody else out?
I tell you what I feel sick about is I have a really, really good guard. And after that game, I said to myself, why didn't I just clear out and let her bring the ball up? I mean, I started panicking just like they did, because the game just gets out of hand. And next thing I know, I'm like, why didn't I just get the ball to 8?
You're not a baseball coach. That's what I tell people. Like, think if you're a baseball coach, how much time they have between pitching.
I know. I used to coach softball, and I'm telling you, I tell people all the time, I live in a softball city.
Right.
Everybody here are softball coaches. I said, I'm telling you, it is a massive difference. Like, but the game is over, and you don't even know what happened.
Right. Yeah, I know. I mean, people. It's the difference between going to a rock concert and going to the symphony. Being a softball coach is like going to the symphony. It's nice and relaxing, nice and slow. It boom, 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 boom. Basketball goes so fast. It's like I was watching my guys today.
My strength is I'm good at going and scouting a team because we played a team and the last tournament they ran a 2-2-1 full court press. and they were just killing people with it. Now they didn't pick it up until like the 3-point line,
Right.
but teams were panicking against it. I came up and we run what I call 3, read and react.
Okay.
Well, all it is where we have 3 on the outside, we have 1 at the free throw line, and then we have what I call a shifter, which stays down in that the low post area, like extended low post.
Yep.
And they just stay ball side. So whichever way the ball goes, they go to that side. And we work the throwing it to the top of the key, throwing it to the shifter, and then the top of the key crashes. Well,
Right.
what we did was we made it 3 extended, where when they got in that 2-2, we just extended that out. And it just diced that team up. We were the only team that could just, because we were attacking the middle.
There's nothing better when it works, isn't there? There's nothing better.
I'm really good at, like, if I see a team, like, I can scout them and I can come up with a good plan.
Right.
But what I struggle with is I have not done very good at in-game adjustments. That's what
and you know how that. Okay, first of all, I don't even know. Did summer leagues maybe start? You got to watch games and you can't enjoy them. I swear to God. So there's 2 ways that you can get better at this. You can coach more games, which is going to be hard, or you can get in and watch as many games as you can on TV. But you have to watch it as not a spectator, as a coach.
Like analyzing it.
You are. You go, okay, I'm gonna be the Lakers summer team. So I'm gonna literally watch like I'm the Lakers summer team coach.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm making. And so it's not. We live in Madison. The Badgers play here. I used to go to Badger games all the time. I can't go anymore because I'm literally like I'm not
enjoying. You said that on your podcast.
Yeah, it's true though.
Let me show you what the sets that I try to use versus man-to-man, and see if you think do something different or if you think it's good.
Okay.
We have one that's just really basic, and we call it line.
Okay.
Do this. Let's see.
Do it on the top. Do it on the top one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do it now. All right, so we'll just have our inbounder.
Yep.
We'll have a little bit of like a 3, and then my best ball handler.
Okay. Okay.
And then essentially all we're doing is this person setting a screen, and my guard can go either way she wants to. If she gets the ball here, then the person that sets the screen cuts this way out in front, like what we talk about, and then this person goes the opposite side. And so it's essentially we should be able to get the ball in off that screen. And then we'll have, once we catch the ball, we can once we catch the ball here, we'll have this person cutting like what we're talking about, face cutting off the screen, and then this person goes the opposite direction.
So what are you trying to get out of this?
This is what I'm just trying to get the ball in to here, setting the screen, getting the ball in if we're having trouble getting the ball in.
Okay.
And then once I get the ball in, a lot of times that screener kind of gets forgot about, so we can kind of advance the ball here.
Yeah, I like that. It's a little too close together for me.
Okay, yeah. Tell me, because I'll be honest with you, I've had mixed results with this. When they switch, it's very average.
Yeah,
so,
it's almost like they're too close together. So is this versus a man?
Man, this is full court man to man. So like this is if they're putting so much pressure on us.
Yeah.
And I've had mixed results. If it's an average team, it'll work.
Okay. So let me show you. So you're saying you need to get it in.
Yeah, like if we're having trouble getting it in and then also advancing it.
Okay. So, and you've already put the 1-4 in that I kind of talked about, right?
Well, I don't really have a 1-4 for man-to-man. I do that against zone. So if you have a 1-4.
Well, no. Okay. So let me show you that real quick. So the man one is you're just setting screens. So we call it zipper. So it's like this, right? And don't worry about I'll send you this so you don't have to worry about it. So, so these two are kind of communicating. So we'll call them 5 and 4 here. So right. I don't have my drawer out here. So apologize for my drawing. So these two set a screen and then a rollback. So I got to have 2 guards that can handle the ball. Okay. These two are doing a zipper. So if this guy comes up or gal comes up, this one goes back and over. Okay. So you're giving these two are your best handlers, right? You want to give them space. So maybe you even want to give them more space. Maybe they both zipper back and then they do this. You want them to have space to get the ball in, okay? Because once one of them gets it in, then the other guard is going to cut in front.
Okay.
So let's say they set the screen and they switch. So the rollback would be there. The ball will come here, okay, to 2, because 1 came off the screen and didn't get it and is sitting down there. So 2
Okay.
got the ball now. The inbounder follows and comes over here. The 1 cuts in front. One of them will be open on those cuts.
Okay. That's kind of similar to the same philosophy that I'm calling mine.
Yep.
But I'm just not starting out in that 1-4 set. Because
It's
I
a
even
one.
told them,
Yep.
I even told them when we do line that you don't have to start out like in a line. You can start out parallel and just
You don't,
screen.
and yep, and you want to give them space to be able to do it. So that's one option that if you want to kind of stay with that same thing, you could also do. I've done if you're getting a lot of pressure and you got to get it in. I have found that this one works too. So I got to remember. Do I do? Yeah, I do it this way. So I put my 2 guards. And I might slide it up for your level, but so the person inbounding. So what I do is it's very similar again. I want to give them space. So here's half court. I'm going to send 3 and 4 deep, and they're going to X like this.
Okay.
Okay. So what again, I'm giving them space. Okay. They're going to have to come back and cut. And then I'm going to give these 2 are going to set a screen for, so 1's going to set a screen for 2. 1's going to go, 2's going to go. See all that space that they have to be able to cut. I'm assuming your guards are relatively quick.
Yeah, I got one that's well, I really have one that's pretty quick, and the other ones are.
So the quick one is the rollback. The slower one would be the one you're screening for.
Oh, really? Okay, I've been doing it the opposite.
Yeah, because you want the rollback because they're gonna fight and try to take this pass away, right?
Okay.
So you want the slower girl there, and then the rollback is the one they're not gonna. And then that's footwork too. You should work on here's how you screen and get them on your butt, because if you're setting a screen here and she's coming off, she's doing this and coming off it, you should have that person pinned and be able to get the ball.
Actually, when that practice I was telling you about, we set up that line.
Yep.
And all we did was we just did 1 inbounder and somebody guarding inbounder.
Yep.
And then we had 2 people out there, and then people, guarding them. And I just said, and then what I even told the girls was, I said, listen, because we had it where the bottom one would screen for the top.
Yep.
The top person was my best player. She could go any way she wanted to, just whichever way.
Okay.
And then the other would roll off like what you're saying. But then I told them, I said, look, while the referee's holding the ball, y'all get together and just talk. I'm gonna screen for you. You screen for me.
Right. You can literally seriously, any good out of bounds play, I've said this before 1,000 times. Any good out of bounds play you can use as a press break. So one press break that I used to do when I was coaching youth is, but they got to be able to talk to each other, is you could literally just stack them. So like this, you could put them here and you could stack them. And I usually put it ball side just because it's easier. So literally this is probably the most run out of bounds play in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
This, right? Well, okay, we can run this as a press break. So what I do is I tell them, you just tap and tell them which way to go. All right. So so she'll tap her and say, go this way. Then you're going this way. Then the other person's going to go opposite. Then the other person's going to come back and get the ball. So it's so simple, but it will work because it's spread out and it will be different each time. Because, if she taps her on this side, she's going to go opposite. And then, you again want space. You can do what we just did with that last drill and just have the first 2 go deep and then set a screen here, roll back. You just basically want to give them space to find openings, because people that are trapping and pressuring don't want space. They want you in confined areas. And that first one you showed me looked really confined, looked really clumped together.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And you want it like this.
I even want to just space them out. Yeah, and because we did it linear and parallel. But like I said, we didn't really get a chance to use it too much. I had the other one that I had it was really a non-screening option.
Okay.
We call it cross.
Yep.
And we start out here, 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 and here. Can you see that? You see it?
Hold on. I was trying to mute so I could get you. Your screen's not coming up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got me? All right. And then what we'll do is this will be my guard, and this will be my big. They'll come and kind of set a screen. The guard comes down the middle. These two just cross here, and we just kind of do something like that.
All right, I mute there just so if I say anything, then it goes to my screen. I like that. I bet that one worked.
Yeah, well, we didn't really get to use it honestly because, like I said, we were getting. I think this will work too because it looked really good in practice.
Well, you know why it looks good? Because look where it's setting up, and look at all the space they have below the free throw line.
Yeah, and then what I told this is the big. Once you come here and set the screen, if there's confusion, go and we'll bomb it to you.
Right, and then teach that girl that's going to set the screen after you've run it a couple times to fake the screen and go back to get the ball.
Yeah. Well, she asked about that because we had the guard here, and she said, "If I'm open, can I just come back down in here?"
Yes.
And I was like,
yes.
Well,
and she shouldn't even set the screen sometimes.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Let's say you've run that 2 or 3 times, and she set that screen and then went. Tell her the third time. Every third time, don't set the screen. Fake like you're going to do it, and then go back and get the ball.
Okay.
Because that will throw the team. You just don't want to be predictable.
Well, that's the problem we were getting into whenever I was running that line. Is once the girls switched, they had us, and then we were done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if they're quicker than us.
So for future reference, burn your timeouts, burn them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I do. I've said, and I don't know if I heard that from you or where, but like literally that game that we got killed, I used every single timeout in the first and second quarter because I said the fourth quarter is not going to matter if we can't fix this.
Right, and then change and don't just burn it to burn it. Burn it and change.
Yeah.
Like burn it and play a 2-3 zone. Burn it and diagram up a new play for them. Burn it, whatever. It's going to be hard if they haven't run it in practice to do it in a game, especially when they're stressed. But I also tell the girls to eat the ball rather than throw it away.
Okay, and let me tell you this. Yeah, and I do. I tell them like on a 5-second call. I'll say, look, I don't mind a 5-second call because we can get set up on defense.
I don't mind a 10-second call. Tell them I said I will clap if you get a 5-second call or a 10-second call.
I can't tell you how many times we just threw the ball right to them under the goal and then they just lobbed it up. But let me ask you this too, and I may be wrong on this because to be honest with you, I'm pretty new in my coaching venture.
Yep.
But I don't do too many just like skill drills in practice. Almost everything that I do is almost like scrimmaging or like I just don't do too many.
Yep.
Like,
so you want to build your skills into your practice. The problem is you only have them once a week.
I know.
So that's a little bit. So is there a way for you to get to a park and do some skill work with them, some dribbling?
I'll have a hard enough time getting them to come to practice once a week than trying to do something special.
Oh,
See,
really?
my team spread out all throughout the state, and we're not local.
Okay.
Like I've got kids that drive an hour and a half to each practice.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
all right. So I'm gonna think about this exactly because this is a little bit unique in this you only have them once a week. But you definitely want to get in ball handling and shooting. What grade are they again?
6.
6. So you definitely want to. So you want to sit and think about your practice, and you probably want to spend 25. I mean, ideally, you'd spend half of your practice on skill work and half on the other stuff. But that's assuming you get to see them more than once a week.
Yeah.
So I would. But you have to help them work on their skills because they're probably not doing it on their own. So
yeah, and that's something I definitely need to be doing more because we have not done any shooting drills.
Yep. So what you have to think about is, okay, quote unquote, I'm doing a drill. Can I do more than one thing on that drill? Can I work on shooting and ball handling and help side defense? So it's harder as a coach to do this because you only have them once a week. But at that age, passing, shooting, and dribbling are 3 skills that they have to work on. The defense, the next coach can. I mean, you just those skills. I do some fun stuff with shooting. Do some fun stuff, but you can work on your defense and your shooting at the same time. Maybe you're working on closeouts and shots. Maybe you're working on dribble penetration and help side defense. So that's right. Yeah.
It took us longer to get when we really haven't got it yet, but I had to dedicate a lot of my practice to the read and react.
Right.
Because I was having a lot of time, a tough time with them.
But you're teaching them a lot about the game with that. That's good.
Yeah.
So
they run that 3. I don't know if other people do that, but that 3 that I was talking about against a 2-3 zone or a 1-2-2, it works awesome. I mean, it's really, really good. And the only thing that we still struggle with a little bit is the passing and cutting aspect.
Yep.
And then
so the next time you do a little scrimmage in practice, only let them pass and cut.
Yeah.
Only let them pass and cut. Don't let them do anything other than pass and cut.
Yeah.
It's a good delay. That's a good delay too out of the read and react. If you ever need a delay, pass and cut. Pass and cut. Pass and cut.
Yeah,
because when you're getting pressured at the end of a game, what are they trying to do? They're trying to double. They're trying to do all that. The cuts are what's going to be there.
Yeah, but we and a little bit of trouble too is when we run 3, we have somebody at the top of the key, and they go to the ball side key.
Yep.
On top, and then like I said, I have the shifter, so I have gotten a little bit of where it gets a little congested when we're trying to cut.
Yeah.
We end up with it's
too many people.
Yeah.
But I would definitely work on. I mean, I would definitely work on their shooting. Especially at that age, I wouldn't work on shooting 3s. I'd work on shooting 12-footers and in. I'd work on finishing layups through contact, right? Because they probably get a lot of things at the rim. You could do a fun shooting drill, a rebounding drill kind of thing, where they're driving and getting, I don't know. But definitely I would try to incorporate that in, because that will make them better in the long haul if they could shoot.
Yeah, and I wanted to do that too, but it, like I said, it was just like what you're saying. We're only having them once a week. It's like we have to focus so much on the game plan. And
you got to get ready. You got to have stuff in. You should.
Took us so long
now, though. Are you farther along? You feel better about it?
I'll be honest with you. I was feeling really good about that. To be honest with you, we've got everything in that we need to have in.
Good.
But now it's the simple things that's hurting us. Like we're talking about man to man, as far as just catching, pivoting, slowing down, making good passes. And then now we've gotten to the point now where we know that we're not good against full court man to man. So when people full court man to man us, they don't have any confidence. And so they just start panicking. The girls I've got are pretty skilled for their age. And they'll just do things that's not like themselves because they're just panicked. And so then no matter what I draw up,
it won't matter. Yeah.
That's
where in practice. Hold on, I gotta plug my thing in, or I'm gonna lose juice. So I think that's where in practice you have to put them in that disadvantage aspect. You have to put them in. You have to try to put that pressure that they feel in a game in it. So 3-on-3 or 3-on-5, and you loser owes me 5 burpees or something funny, whatever. But just so something is competitive, and they don't want to lose it.
And at the end of practice, we also do like cleaning the court, we call it, where we just do. You have to stay within the half court, but you have to stay within the free throw boundary, and it's just 1-on-1. And if you get scored against, you get knocked out. So it kind of just.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
There's something at the end of the game, at the end of practice, just a little bit of dealing with somebody on you.
Right. And having to finish through all that contact and stuff.
Yeah. And we say pretty much no fouls too.
So right. What would you do differently in that last game that you got like blitzed?
What am I doing differently?
What would you do differently?
I would have cleared out. I didn't clear out for my best point guard.
So that's easy. That's easily solved. Okay.
Yeah. I should have cleared out. And then I would run that cross play that I just showed you.
Yep.
As far as just trying to get the ball in.
Okay.
Then I think that the adjustment that we've made as far as catching, ripping, looking would have made a big difference in that game. And then also emphasizing more of what you talked about cutting the face.
So then I would tell that what you just told me, I would tell to the girls. I would say that. I would say, hey, so part of this was on me because I
told them that. I said this is on me.
Right, but that's good. But say, hey, we're ready now, and here's why. You just answered the question that you should tell them. We're ready because we've worked on this, we've worked on this, we've worked on this, we've worked on this. So I want to play that team again. Like I want to do that, kind of that. That's what you got to get to, because it's a lot of it's up here with them in their heads, probably. Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Let me ask you this: what I'm doing to break the diamond? Do you have a suggestion for like a secondary setup, or something different to try. If
I
that's
would
not
just
working.
do that right now. I would get really good at that.
Okay.
I wouldn't add anything to them. I mean, the problem is if you start adding too much, this is my problem too.
Yeah.
Is they get like you keep it simple, and just get really good at that. And then if you get really good at that, then we can. I wouldn't add anything. I really wouldn't add anything.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, and to be honest with you, we were having a little bit of trouble. The girls that we went against were first of all, they were very athletic, but
And tall. I bet they were tall.
they were very, very tall, and they were taller than me. Honestly, there were two girls. Well, I'm not very tall, but they were probably 5'9", and they're in 6th grade, and they weren't like they were fast. I mean, they were just really good athletes.
And that's what you have to tell the girls. These are this percentage of the people we're gonna play.
Yeah. Well, and I even told them before the game, I said, we already know that, this is going to be a challenge. I said, don't worry about the scoreboard. Let's try to get better. Let's try to take something from this game because we're going to see them again. So let's find one thing that we can do good against them that we can take again into the next game.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, as long as we're getting to this, having a sideline option, a middle option, a back option, I think another thing too we got to get more comfortable with is reversing the ball. Because
because they probably want to go straight up and they don't want to reverse it and look for the kick.
When we did that against them, we ran diamond against them. They passed it, and within a millisecond, they threw it right back and threw it over here, and they were gone. And I said, okay, don't do that no more. I said, we can't do that no more. And so after the game, my coach said, what we should have done? We should have stuck with that, and we should have taken away the back option.
Right. No, what you do is they're going to get lazy and just keep going to it, and you'll get some steals and get some.
They threw it back there before they even looked. I mean, they literally just caught and threw it right back.
Right.
And the coach was like, if we could make that adjustment, we should have jumped. We should have told them to go and take away that inbounder and make them go somewhere else.
Right.
With the ball. So, but yeah, I mean, really, other than that, we were coming a long way with our offense. I was really stressed out about our offense for the longest time because I picked the read and react.
Right.
But I've never used it before. I've always
but you know what you're doing? You're making the girls basketball players. That's good.
I love it. My assistant coach didn't like it at first. But I've always been a set play coach. And last year I said I don't want to do that no more. And I do not want to
because I can stop you if you do that. I can stop you because I know where you're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we would have the girls would literally be able to run 7 or 8 plays. I mean, they're great, but this is the problem. I had to dedicate my entire practice to that.
Right.
And so then we weren't working on – I started realizing, these girls are going to be good for me this year. But then next year, if they don't play for me, they didn't really get better except for running my plays.
Right. And they're not – and you're making them basketball players. That's what you want to do. You never want to be a kid's last coach. That's my motto.
I heard you said that before. Too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, we could just and we, we're still struggling a little bit with the read and react. I thought by now we would have the decisions down.
It takes a while. It takes a while. Are you going to play this team? Are you going to play this team that pressured you again?
Well, we won't play that team again that we played, but we'll play teams that gave us we got beat by a team that we had no business getting beat by in that tournament that you watched.
Right.
That one of the teams that beat us, we're better. I mean, we are better. A team that we beat them by 30, and so we're on a step up from them. But because they went to that full court man to man, they beat us. If they had been in a 2-3 zone, we'd have beat them by 20.
Right.
But because they kind of picked out our weakness, and we just and it was my fault too. Like I said, I didn't have those other things in place. I was thinking, let's do line. Line's going to work. And I didn't have a counter prepared. Okay. So so that's what got us in that.
So the next time you run some of this stuff, send me the tape again. I want to see how it looks.
Oh well, yeah, and I feel pretty good about the cross that I was showing you.
Okay.
And then I'll put in some of the stuff that you put in too.
Okay.
But I mean, it kind of sounds like there's kind of on same mindset as far as.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think you're. I mean, again, you played LeBron's team. Don't worry about. I mean.
Yeah, I mean they were. Yeah, it was really tough. But like I said, I don't feel that. Honestly, I'm not really worried about that loss. I think that I probably should have been able to come up with something where we could advance the ball. I mean, as a coach, I don't think that one thing should be able to beat me a whole game.
Right.
I should be able to come up with something to at least be able to get the ball across the court. I mean, we could not get the ball across the court. And so I feel like I should have had something else because that was not working. But the thing that bothers me is like the teams that I know we were better than, and that we're getting beat by the same thing, just that full court pressure.
Right.
So, but I kind of feel like we're heading, like I said, when we made that adjustment of focusing, when I went back and watched the tape that I saw since you, every steal we got, we were just going. And then every rebound we got, we were just going. And it was like no stopping.
Well, that's what the pressure is trying to do. It's trying to speed you up.
Exactly.
And then you have to tell the girls, we're going to counter this, and we're actually going to slow them up because it will frustrate them if we slow them up, kind of thing.
Yeah. And the thing too is the strength of my team is actually doing what these other teams are doing to us. Like in transition, we scored in one tournament. We scored 47 points, like 4 games, and that's really good for our age level.
Right.
Because we were running and gunning. I mean, we were just getting steals and going, and so that's what they naturally want to do because that's actually what they're good at.
Right.
And when they slow us down and make us run our offense, I mean, we're scoring 19, 20 points a game.
Right.
So so really, they work well together when we can get it go. Like when we run diamond, I can't tell you how many teams have no clue how to break the diamond press.
No.
I mean, there's so many teams that's how we beat them. I mean, they just, and they don't even try anything. They just throw the ball in that corner, we trap them, they make a crazy pass, and we get a layup.
Right.
I mean, the game's over right there. So I think we've kind of gotten.
But that's good. I'm actually happy you're playing teams that are pushing you outside that, because that's not making your girls any better if you just do that and you beat them all.
And to be honest with you, I've learned a ton, like as a coach too, playing these teams. I mean, because I have been forced to try to think about different things. And,
right. That's what I'm saying. And so are the girls. That's the thing. Yeah. Both of you.
I didn't realize that. I thought I was pretty knowledgeable and had it. Kind of knew what I was doing. But out of this game, I'm like,
I've been doing this 30 years. I don't feel knowledgeable most days.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll kick myself because, like I said, I really do need to work on in-game adjustments because before the games, I can scout teams and I can do really well.
Right.
And then after games, I'm really good at figuring out. Okay.
So I've told other coaches, you should have something. You should either have your assistant or you should jot things down that come into your head during the game too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a little black book that I use, and I pull. It's like you see, it's you can buy one for like $3 on Amazon, and I keep it in my. I swear. I mean, it's full of. The kids always wonder what's in here, but it's like basically me during my games. I have an assistant that takes notes for me, so I'll say something and they'll just write it down. Okay. But when I used to coach youth and stuff, I just write it down in here myself. It's like, God, we're not cutting. Oh, we're not doing this. So I'm trying to process things as things are happening really fast.
Okay. And let me ask you this quick little question too. I have 2 assistants.
Okay.
They're very, very knowledgeable, very, very good assistants. I don't really think that I'm utilizing them the way that I need to.
Yep. So you should put one in offense and one in defense.
Okay.
So your job is to watch, our offense, their offense, or whatever way you want to do it. Break it up, basically. It's like an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I know exactly the roles because one of them is defensive focused.
Yeah, and then I would also give them some duties during the game. Like,
well, what I do is I've got one of them that handles subbing, all 100%.
Okay.
And I step on their toes sometimes, but I try to just let them handle the subbing. That way I don't have to think about it.
Right.
The only time I'll say something is like if it's a critical point of the game and I'm like, hey, we got to get this kid back in the game or something like that.
Right.
But other than that, though, I feel like there's a way that I could be better utilized.
Yep. So you could have, there's lots of different ways. So I would think about what you need help on. Do you need help on our girls? Are they dying? Are they out of shape? How are we scoring? Is someone keeping a shot chart? How many turnovers do we have? How many bad passes do we have? So you could give both of them a little sheet, really easy, like turnovers or whatever you think is important. You should definitely be tracking it. No one's so maybe it's turnovers, maybe it's bad passes, maybe it's bad shots, maybe it's good shots, maybe it's passes into the paint. Maybe it's times that they haven't peaked. Maybe it's that we're not screening.
They're just kind of like logging data.
Yeah, and the data should be what you want. Like, I want to know, if the opposing team has scored 2 or 3 straight times in a row. That's what I want to know, because then we're going to change. I want to know who's turning the ball over, because you're going to sit next to me. There's things that I want to know as a coach. So that's what you have to decide what you want. What is the data that will help you process things? It can even, I'm not sure a shot chart will be that helpful, but
Well, I will say that my best player, like I didn't realize until I went back and looked at the books, but my best player went 3 games without scoring a point. And I was like, how did that happen?
Right.
And I couldn't believe that happened. And if I would have known that in the game, I would have been like, we've got to just draw something up to get the ball.
Yeah, we got to isolate her. We got to give her a dribble drive. We got to get her in the post. Yeah, something.
And in this last tournament, I've been seeing a lot of 1-2-2. I have never seen 1-2-2. And the last tournament, it's like every team was running 1-2-2. And
really?
it kind of threw me off because
they all, like I've said before, anything below the free throw line's a 2-3 anyway. So yeah.
And so they were running 1-2-2, but what they were doing was they were coming out and meeting my girl at half court. And
they're just pressuring. So it's like a box and one. It's not a box and one, but it's like that one person.
It was at first. I was like, they're boxing one on us. But anyway, the 3 that we run should have worked really well against it.
Yeah.
But once again, because they put that pressure on us, the girl on top was trying to dribble around that instead of just kicking it to the outside and then kicking it back to the middle. So we just really struggle against pressure.
And whenever someone like that gets pressured, someone's got to help her.
Yeah, and we struggle with that too.
You don't leave her. It's like the foxhole test. It's like, I just did a podcast on that. It's like, who do you want in your foxhole? You want the person that's going to be there when the bullets start flying.
Yeah.
Not the guy you're going out to drink with the night before. It's the guy that's
I'll be hollering at in the game. I'm like, help, because like I said, our team has because what they're good at, and early on we had a lot of success with getting it, throwing it ahead, fast break, and every time we get the ball, everybody else is streaking down.
Right. So and don't yell help. Yell cut middle. Tell them specifically what you want to do.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be as specific as you can, because in the fog of war, they don't hear things. So be as specific as you can. Cut middle. Look up the court. Whatever you want them to do, you have to yell that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Instead of just yelling something vague. Because help could mean almost anything.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
All right, let me know after you play another game, and then we'll get on again. I want to see this stuff in action.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I really appreciate it. And you will send this to me, right?
Hey, Coach. So glad you enjoyed that video. Let me know how I can help. Click up above or down below. Find out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. There's a 14-day free trial as we speak. Not sure how long that will last. One-stop shopping for basketball coaches. So go over and check it out. I've been there. I know what you're going through. Won lots of championships. Won lots of rings. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach.